Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tiny Bunny. Now, you're going to be a little confused about this intro because this isn't where we're going to start off. We had actually just ended the first school day, and I decided to go home with Polina instead of Elisa, the fox mask girl. And I think I know why. I have a couple theories as to what exactly is going on and how and why I'm interacting with these people and Polina the way that I am. And I think I chose wrong, honestly. But I mean that. I'm going to stick with my decisions, and honestly I'll probably play it through and pick the other ones again because I'm interested about how it's going to play out different, because I actually think it's going to be really different. I think this whole sequence is going to happen, the fight, but it would play out in a completely different way if Elisa was there. She may not even be there. He may have just been like, oh wow, I waited around and she never showed up or something, but who knows. But just bear with me and I hope you enjoy it. Descended to the first floor. I opened the door in front of Polina. Dad told me how essential it is to be a gentleman. Oh, he's learning.
Значит, творческая личность.
So you're an artist, huh?
Я догадывалась, что ты не такой, как все.
I had a hunch you were different. From an artist?
Особенный.
Special.
Шутишь?
You
Я
joking? Me?
самый обыкновенный.
I'm absolutely average.
Это Семен обыкновенный.
Semyon is the average one.
В смысле, обычный придурок.
An average idiot.
А в тебе живет нечто доброе и пушистое.
And you carry something kind and fluffy inside. Something barked near my leg when we were crossing the schoolyard, interrupting Polina. Who?
Не бойся, это Жулька.
Don't worry, it's just Zulka. Hey, it's the dog. What's up? Where's the fox? I stood on one knee and rubbed the barking dog behind the ear. It was frantically wagging its tail like it was some sort of propeller. Oh, she doesn't like dogs. I looked around the yard trying to find Elisa, but the fox girl was nowhere to be found, neither in the yard nor on the road.
Брось ее!
Leave it be.
Ты что, она же дикая!
It's a stray, you know. Aw.
Клещей еще подцепишь.
Good point. What if it has pests?
Нет, у нее хозяйка есть.
No, this one has an owner,
Вроде.
I think. Polina looked at the playful dog with disgust, covering her mouth with a handkerchief.
А у тебя никакой еды не завалялось?
Do you have any food on you?
Кажется, что-то осталось.
I think I have something left.
Покормим и пойдем, ладно?
We'll feed it and go, okay? She took out a sandwich out of her bag and threw it to Zulka. The little dog rushed to her banquet, swept away the bread with her nose, and started eating the bologna.
Какая привереда.
What a picky eater. Yeah, seriously.
Ешь все, давай.
Come on, eat everything. Polina tugged my sleeve, egging me on.
Ты чего?
Hey, what's wrong? The violin girl had literally dragged me out of the school gate, stifling laughs into a fist. I turned around. Zulka followed us with sad eyes as we were leaving. The dog looked especially lonely with the school as the backdrop. And then Polina just stopped laughing. She walked alongside me with a blank stare, completely silent.
Нечего паразитов плодить.
Don't spread pests. Her remark turned out pretty harsh. Was it really the stray's fault she had to live in the street?
Они потом на людей кидаются.
They always attack people later.
Прошлой зимой такая стая чуть дедушку не загрызла.
A pack of these almost killed my grandpa last winter. There's a pack outside my house freaking chasing me, lady, I know.
Какой кошмар.
That's horrible.
Его
He's
парализовало.
paralyzed now?
Он больше никогда не сможет ходить.
That's awful. I remember the scary pack of dogs that was chasing me just a while ago.
Мне очень жаль.
I'm sorry.
Ничего.
He's okay. Polina showed me another enchanting smile, her eyes half closed.
Главное, что мы друг
What
друга
matters is that we
поняли.
understand each other now. I forgot all about Zulka after she said that. Some third graders were throwing snowballs at each other and singing.
Раз, два, прилетела.
The owl. Olya. An image of my sister sitting near the window, bored, looking for me in the twilight, flashed before my eyes. I promised myself that I will go home as soon as I escort Polina.
А что это за песенку малые поют?
What's the song the kids are singing?
Уже второй раз за день ее слышу.
It's the second time I heard it today. We were walking down the main street. Somewhere near, a tractor was grumbling, cleaning snowdrifts. Ravens flew across the ashen sky. A flock of blackbirds circled above us, like scary crosses that ran away from graves.
Про сову?
The owl one?
Это считалочка местная.
It's just a local nursery rhyme.
Мне ее в детстве дедушка напевал.
Grandpa used to sing it to me when I was little.
Он интересуется историей края. Много знает про наш фольклор.
He's very knowledgeable about local history and folklore.
И что там за считалочка такая?
And what does that rhyme sound like?
Слушай.
Listen. She started walking backwards, facing me and smiling.
Раз, два. Прилети сова. 3, 4, 5. Время поиграть. 6 до 6. Дыбом волчья шерсть. 7, 8. Бьем копытом озимь. Для медведя, для лисы. Зайчик кушать принеси.
I thought that I'd already met a fox this morning. Thankfully, I hadn't met any wolves or bears. Semyon could be a bear. He could be a wolf, because he's got that pack around him. As I was looking at the girl by my side, I became strangely brave, so I said something unexpected.
У тебя красивый голос.
You have a beautiful, beautiful voice. Polina adjusted her hair, slightly embarrassed.
Спасибо.
Thanks.
И что же, это конец считалочки?
And is that the end of the rhyme?
Принес им заяц покушать или нет?
Did the bunny prepare those meals?
Поди узнай.
Who freaking knows, man?
Спросить не у кого. Считалочка очень старая.
Nobody will be able to tell you now. It's really old.
Древняя даже.
I'd even say ancient.
С ней легенда одна связана.
There's a legend related to it, though.
Если тебе
Want me
интересно,
to tell you?
Конечно.
I bet I know what it is.
тут в тайге раньше племена жили разные.
All sorts of tribes had lived in the taiga back in the day.
Дедушка говорит, у них была такая инициация. Короче, такой ритуал, когда мальчику наступала пора становиться мужчиной.
Grandpa told me they had this initiation? Well, some sort of rite when a boy was ready to become a man. I listened closely. I want to become a man. I mean, I was also really close to that age myself.
Юношу отводили в лес, и он должен был 3 ночи провести там охотясь.
They would lead him into the woods where he needed to spend 3 days hunting.
По легенде, один такой юноша ушел в тайгу и
There's a-
пропал.
There's a legend about a young man who went into the taiga and never returned. Was his name Vova?
А вернулся, когда его перестали искать.
What is that? Do you hear that like throat singing in the back? And then suddenly came back when they had already stopped looking for him.
Нагрянул в деревню, исцарапанный,
He was covered in scratches,
замерзший.
dirty, cold. Imagine sleeping among the pines and bare layers.
Родные выбежали к нему, а он упал на землю.
His family rushed to help him, but he just fell unconscious.
Привели шамана.
They brought a shaman.
Тот осмотрел молодого охотника,
He looked-
помрачнел,
He looked at the young man and his face became grim.
сказал плохи дела.
He told him that he was in bad shape.
До утра юноша бился в судорогах и повторял эту считалочку
The young man convulsed until the morning, repeating that rhyme over and over.
снова и снова.
Over and over.
Раз, два, прилети сова, будто ему в тайге нашептали.
As if taiga itself was whispering it to him.
А к рассвету он умер.
And when the sun came out, he died.
Только вот шаман сказал, что он и так был мертв, что он мертвым из лесу пришел и мертвыми губами шептал считалочку.
But the shaman said that he was already dead when he returned. He came out of the woods as a living corpse and whispered that rhyme with his dead lips. I froze in fear.
Это точно не ужастик.
You sure it's not some horror movie?
Фольклор бывает пострашнее всякого кино, уж поверь.
Folklore can be way scarier than movies, believe me. I
Дедушка
believe it.
говорит, что племя то собралось спешно и ушло на юг.
Grandpa said that this tribe just uprooted in a hurry and left to the south, getting the
Они
hell
были
away from that
смелыми.
woods. They must have been brave
Если жили здесь.
if they lived here. Polina kicked one of the snow piles with her small boot.
Смелыми и глупыми.
Brave but stupid.
Неужели надо мертвецу явиться из лесу, чтобы до людей дошло?
Did they need a corpse to appear from the forest for them to understand?
Дошло что?
Understand what?
Что нужно уезжать отсюда.
That they needed to get out of here.
Есть целый мир.
There's the big world.
А есть наш поселок.
And then there's our village.
Мир.
The world. She spread her arms wide.
Поселок.
The village. She showed a distance that was almost invisible with her two fingers.
Я часто представляю большие города.
I often imagine big cities.
Могу часами рассматривать глобус.
I can look at the globe for hours.
Или журналы «Вокруг света» из библиотеки.
Or at Around the World magazines from the library.
Какие же там прекрасные названия. Только послушай.
They have such pretty names. Just listen.
Рейкьявик,
Reykjavik.
Тель-Авив. Это же чистейшая музыка, а не слова.
Music to my ears. She started circling, her eyes shut dreamily. The forest. This is pleasant music. The forest towered before us, touching the low clouds. The road fell into the semi-dark between the trees.
Я бы могла покорить сцену,
I could have conquered the stage,
выступать перед тысячами зрителей.
performing in front of thousands.
А я сцены ужасно боюсь.
And I have stage fright.
Так ты другим возьмешь, живописью.
Oh, you'll get famous another way, by
У
drawing.
нас-то есть будущее. А что ждет того же Семена?
We both have a future, but what about, say, Semyon?
Ну, станет он еще толще.
He may just get fatter. And
Будет пирожками торговать.
he'll be selling Birodziki.
Ага.
Ew, made from dogs?
Замечательный.
We burst out laughing, exercising worry from our minds with lighthearted fun.
Если ему, конечно, доверят пирожки.
If somebody will even trust him with selling them.
Наверное, ты права.
Oh, you're right.
Он
You
их в
got
один
'em.
присест слопает.
You could probably eat a whole lot of them in one go.
Я так и думала, что вдвоем в лесу не страшно.
Like I thought, the forest is less scarier when you're alone. Less scarier? I looked around. The snow was sparkling, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun. So he goes to school before the sun is even up, and then when he gets home, the sun is already going down. That's miserable. My pulse fastened from the thought that we were alone.
Да, ты была права.
Yeah, you're right. She looks worried, though. There's a guy. Whoops. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Suddenly I heard nearby bushes rustle, spilling snow in the ravine. A giant man walked from them, fastening a zipper on his pants. Ew, I recognized him. He was in the schoolyard this morning. He gave us an indifferent look and just walked away.
Ну и тип.
I agree.
Хорошо, что ты со мной, Антон.
Why is she so, like, I'm not a hero. It's so good that you're here with me, Anton.
Кто знает, что бы сделал этот бандит, если бы я была одна.
That's sad. Who knows what this thug would have done if you weren't by my side? She gave me a look full of admiration. And when the big man had almost disappeared behind the tree, she stuck out her tongue at him and laughed. Such a little rascal. What a rascal. Polina rushed through the fire break.
Не отставай!
Don't fall behind.
Никогда в жизни.
I never fall behind.
Ты знаешь, ты так изъясняешься,
You know, the way you
как
speak,
персонаж с приключенческой книжки.
just like a hero from adventure books. Was she complimenting or mocking me? I didn't want to look for the hidden meaning, not when we're on such a wonderful walk.
Ну да, я люблю книги.
I mean, I like books.
Ого, читающий мужчина.
Oh, a well-read man.
Звучит интригующе.
Intriguing. A man? Really? I got embarrassed and my cheeks turned beet red, but I still thanked fate for being able to wander around the forest with Polina like this. The girl suddenly stopped and started silently into the darkening thicket, as if waiting for something. I felt uneasy all of a sudden. And then she asked me in a cold voice,
Ты был там?
"Have you been there?"
Где? В чаще?
Where? Deep in the woods? Polina burst out laughing again, shattering my anxious thoughts. Dude, she's just so back and forth, man.
Да нет,
No, silly.
в большом мире.
In the big world.
В городах с музыкальными названиями.
In cities with musical names.
А разве Москва музыкальное название?
Does Moscow sound musical to you?
Больше похоже на кваканье лягушки.
To me, it sounds like the croaking of a frog.
Ты был
You've been
в Москве?
to Moscow?
Ну да,
Yeah.
в детстве.
When I was little. Polina's eyes started sparkling.
И какая она?
What's it like?
Ну, красивая,
Well, it's beautiful.
шумная,
Noisy.
неоновая.
Neon lights everywhere.
Неоновая.
Neon lights. Felt like she was savoring those
А
words.
на Красной площади был?
Have you been to the Red Square?
Конечно,
Of course.
она такая выпуклая.
So bumpy.
И в ЦУМе был, и на ВДНХ.
I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it.
Мне больше всего метро понравилось.
I loved the metro the most.
Там так пахнет.
It smelled like
Как?
what? She ran up to me, grabbed me by the sleeve, and stared into my eyes with clear interest.
Не могу описать.
I can't describe it.
А нарисовать?
And can you draw it?
Что, запах?
What, a smell?
Великие музыканты могут сыграть запах.
Great musicians can play smells.
Не может быть.
You're lying.
Я дам тебе кассеты.
I'll give you the cassettes of smelling music later. She started twirling in the falling snow again.
Я обязательно побываю в Москве.
I'll definitely go to
А
Moscow.
главное в Вене.
But first to Vienna.
Вена моя мечта.
It's my dream.
Это же столица музыки.
The capital of music.
Моцарт, Бетховен, Штраус, филармонический оркестр,
Philharmonic Orchestra.
государственная опера.
National Opera.
Я буду выступать, а ты рисовать.
I'll be performing and you drawing. Her enthusiasm spread to me. I really hope this chick's like dreaming big isn't like sealing her coffin, like sealing her fate. You know? It's always like this, oh man, one more raid and I'm retiring or something like that, and then that's always when they go down. I wanted to do something right this moment.
А ты куда хочешь попасть?
And where do you want to go? I sighed and confessed.
В Диснейленд.
To Disneyland. I remember the Finest Hour show again. Olya preferred Call of the Jungle, but I always spent my Mondays in front of the TV. Colorful tables with numbers and signs, and a charming Mr. Supanev at the wheel. And the prizes. Chocolate eggs, video equipment, and the most exciting one, a trip to Disneyland for the winter. My parents promised to take me there, to the land of the mouse, and I believed them at first. Well, maybe they also believed it back then. Now they just reply with silence every time I ask about it, and it saddens me to no end. I have just 3 words on my mind in those moments. But you promised. Polina had seemingly read my mind.
Добраться туда проще, чем нам кажется.
Getting there is easier than we think.
Каждый лепит свою судьбу, как хочет.
Everybody has the power to mold their fate. She picked up 2 handfuls of snow. Oh no. And then, as if she forgot about everything, showed me a sly smile.
А давай снеговика лепить.
Want to make a snowman?
Давай.
Sure. When I get back home, I'll make a snowman for Olya too. She'll be so happy. But for now... Aw. We were almost done with the first ball, rolling it shoulder to shoulder. Locks of her hair fell on her lively face. She was so cute when she blew them away.
Чего у тебя
Ха-ха.
такой маленький шар, Антон?
We're making 2 separate snowmen? You know how hard that is? Why is your ball so small? I thought, hey,
Максимум голова снеговичка.
don't make fun of it. The only work is ahead.
Больше надо.
Make it bigger.
Не ленись.
Don't be lazy. I couldn't remember the last time I had so much fun. Polina swept her own now crimson lips.
Ты мечтал когда-нибудь очутиться?
You ever wish to go to another planet? Something flashed in her eyes when she said that. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was.
И даже в другой вселенной.
To another universe, even. Polina sighed in what felt like relief.
Тогда ты понимаешь меня.
Then you should understand me. Oh. Our palms glided across the balls of snow, straightening up any bumps it had. An almost ideal white ball rose up in the middle of the clearing. Then another one popped up. We lifted it from 2 sides and placed it on the one that served as a foundation. Boink! Ugh! Finally, Polina helped the 3rd ball to get on top of the other 2.
Ставить голову на место – мой конек.
Getting the head to the right place is what I do best.
У тебя морковка случайно не завалялась?
Do you by any chance have a carrot? Why would I have a carrot?
Увы.
Alas! Was he Dumbledore? There was no fear, no worrying at this clearing. I became more daring, ran toward the thicket to grab a couple of branches. I pulled at the intertwining windfall, but Polina's voice suddenly awakened me from my delusion.
Антон! Там кто-то есть.
Someone is standing there. I turned around, puzzled. It's the freaking fox, dude. Polina was looking at me. No, at something behind my back. She stared at it, her brows furrowed. Not a single trace was left of the cheerful atmosphere we had a moment ago.
Полин,
Polina? She slowly raised her hand and pointed at the darkness that was approaching the trees in the distance.
Впереди кто-то стоит.
Someone standing there.
Темная сгорбленная фигура. Видишь?
A crooked silhouette. See?
И ручищами сосну гладит.
Rubbing. She's freaking playing with me. Rubbing the pine with her huge hands. I turned around, directing my eyes where she was pointing to. The area around the dry raspberry bushes was empty.
там никого нет.
There's nothing there.
Оно спряталось
It hid. She's gonna freaking jump up behind me and scare me.
за деревом.
Behind the tree. The collar of my coat felt suffocating. I pulled on it instinctively. I felt a spasm in my stomach. I smiled weakly and asked, hoping for a good
Это
answer.
что, шутка?
Is this a prank? Polina seemingly lost all her words. She just continued staring deep into the endless forest. Bravery check, I thought. So I stepped toward the glossy black trunk, Polina's gaze pushing me in the back. I was trying to muster all my courage, but my inner voice was telling me to stop, to curl into a ball, to play dead even. Anything but go there, into the writhing darkness. The twilight was sucking me in, limiting my vision. The clearing was a deep well, its walls prohibiting the sunlight from reaching its bottom. I heard the air ring, or was it ringing in my ears? One step. 2 steps. I bit my lip to stop myself from screaming if anything had happened. There was nobody behind the pine. I sighed. I turned back to Polina.
Полина, здесь никого.
There's nobody. She's hiding behind a tree.
Ну, здорово, Антошка.
Yo, Antoshka. From the darkness behind the trees, just like cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Semyon with a bunch of his cronies. There's no way she led me into a trap, right? And who do we have here? Missing his front teeth. Oh. Aw. Polina let out a shriek when the bastards shoved her away from me. They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. Don't do it. Semyon's heavy leg blasted through the snowman's belly. The balls we rolled, crumbled, became a mushy mess, with just a single broken branch poking out. Polina gasped angrily. Jeez. I also felt a touch of scalding hatred. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery.
Полин, не бойся.
Polina, don't be scared. I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary.
Полинка-то чё бояться?
Why would she be scared?
Лучше за себя беспокойся.
Worry about yourself. The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against the tree.
Ну как?
Well?
Страшно, мудила.
Pissed your pants, sucker? Yes, sucker. I heard Paulina's angry voice from behind.
Не трогайте его!
Whoa, she's got like magic powers. Stay away from him. Would have been better if Polina wasn't around. She wouldn't see me in such a shameful position. Stop it.
Глядите-ка, пацаны!
Look at this, guys.
Девчонка за него
The
заступается!
guy on the left. A girl is defending him. A girl is defending him. Look, freaking.
Ага, циклона!
Yeah, what a wimp.
Ты, сука,
Ooh.
приезжая, не на того руку поднял.
You messed with the wrong guy, transfer student. Gotta keep it PG. Can I see that glowing ring? Semyon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Bobberin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. They decided against hitting me. They probably wanted to humiliate me in front of the girl first. Damn it.
Слышь, Гондон Батькович,
Okay, I definitely can't say that. Probably gotta censor that.
а это кто? Еще одна подружка.
And who's that? Another of your girlfriends? The
Да у
fox.
тебя тут гаремно.
He has a harem? Hey. It's a dog. Only then I noticed Zolko behind my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over its fur. Probably ran all the way from the schoolyard, searching for our smell. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with its hand. Oh no.
Ой ты, батюшки,
Oh my.
ко мне, сучка блохастая.
Oh no. They're gonna hurt it, and then they're gonna get killed. The dog's ears perked up, and she started carefully moving closer.
Иди сюда. Иди, дам кое-чего.
I got something for you. Wow. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew into the nearest snow pile, squealing. That's horrible. Whole gang burst out laughing, and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on tree branches let out frightened caws. Then I noticed something strange. Polina, the dog, is just... Polina could hardly keep herself from smiling. Does she really hate dogs so much that what this skinny guy did amused her? After locking eyes with me, she changed her jubilant smirk to a thoughtful grimace. Why isn't she running away? I thought in horror. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash at the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Was that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Ромка, она ж больше срать не сможет.
That's horrible. Romka.
Давай теперь я.
Oh no, he's gonna kick it again.
Второй раз ебану минус на минус даст плюс.
But the stray was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты, баран?
What are you, an idiot?
Втолкуй его на очкарику, где его место.
Go and show the Four Eyes this place weird.
Только так, чтобы он понял.
In a way he'll understand.
Ага, за ним кофякна.
Yeah, he owes you.
Этот очкарик тебе при всем классе всек.
He went whacked you in front of the whole class, boss.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. Oh, get him. Semyon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face.
Ща, парашник, я тебе этой печаткой так заряжу. Клеймо на всю жизнь останется.
I'm gonna hit your face so hard it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. And where did all my inner strength and bravery go?
Стой!
Stop. A wheezy whisper left my lips and my head tilted forward, hitting Semyon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes. Like he headbutted his hand. They're gonna gang up on me and beat me up. Oh!
Рома, пусть они прекратят!
Does she know them?
Прости, но пацанам надо по-мужски побазарить.
Sorry, but the boy needs to sort this out, man to man.
А тебе в сторонке постоять.
You just stand aside and watch.
Бяша, подсоби.
His name is Biasha. Semyon gave me a rough push toward the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice, and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my lip.
Слыхали, как
Throat.
заныл?
Did you hear him whimper?
А ты случаем не педик?
Eee. I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it, like it was cut off and a ball of nettle was sewn in its
Че
place.
молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Antoshka?
Отвечай, ты педик?
Just had a thought. Pure unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. The other beasts already know about you? Huh. Like the Sprouts ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling up my thoughts.
Твари!
Morons!
Знаете,
Did
что
you know
мой отец...
that my dad...
Тот педик.
This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad dogs.
Он айкидо занимался. Поняли?
He knows Aikido, got it?
Он еще воевал.
And he's a vet.
Таких, как вы, с закрытыми глазами убивает.
He'll kill the likes. My dad will beat you up.
Я только слово скажу, он...
One word from me and he'll... Romka lifted up his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. Did he believe me? Or was he confused about my face, twisted with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
A vet, you say?
Мой батя тоже воевал.
My dad also fought in the war.
В Афгане.
In Afghan.
А твой?
And yours?
И мой.
Mine too.
Да, и в каких войсках, интересно?
Oh no. Oh really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed.
Да он фуфло гонит, Ромка.
Which one is Piat? Oh yeah, Semyon's, yeah.
Бля, будуна.
Думал, меня так просто развести?
Did you think I'm so easy to trick?
Я тебя, сучонка, насквозь вижу.
I can see through your eyes. He's wearing North Fake. The North Fake. That's funny. There's a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well.
Ты сам себе приговор подписал.
Well, you've asked for it.
В школе тебя училка спасла. Ну а теперь все.
A teacher saved you at school, but here?
Хана тебе.
You're downskis.
Во-во.
Shut up, idiot.
Давай, Антошка. Молись, чтобы твой труп по весне нашли мне.
Pray that they find your dead body come spring, eh?
Сидел бы ниже травы, был бы целочкой.
If only you stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнул, одно дело.
Hitting fatso is one thing.
Сёма, ушатай-ка его.
Give him a good pounding, Sioma. Delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples.
Ну, Ромочка, ну хватит.
Roma, please stop them.
Ты уже все доказал.
You've proved your point.
Дай нам уйти.
Let us go.
Ты иди, иди.
You can go anytime.
А мы пока мусор приберем.
We'll take out the trash in the meantime. What bugged me at that moment wasn't even the humiliating attitude from Romka, but rather how sweet Polina had addressed him. Yeah, seriously. The delinquents are pushing the girl toward the pine. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and I took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies.
Хера ты, Майк Тайсон.
What are you, Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. If I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again as if something was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
He's robbing me, Antoshka. Antosha, I think was the fox's name. Never mind.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and put the blade to my neck.
Слышь, Фрей, расслабься, а то больно будет.
I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands. Polina shrieked. Romka winked at her as if saying, "Don't worry, I've got this." Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my
Ты
backpack.
от нас что-то скрываешь, да?
Are you hiding something from us?
У меня в школе какая-то крыса сменку подрезала.
Oh, some rat stole my school shoes.
О,
And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. Bunny scissors? He's got bunny scissors?
Так, а что это у нас здесь?
So what do we have here? My text and notebooks fell in snow. He's holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like... A mask. Roma lifted it high as if showing it to someone else, to someone in the treetops in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long worn out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Semyon laughed. Shut the hell up.
Новый год уже прошел, мудила.
It's way past New Year's, moron.
Или
Got me,
ты
dude. You got
реально
me.
поехавший?
Or are you really a loony?
Это не мое!
It's not mine.
Да как не твое, В твоем портфеле лежала на...
Did she sneak it in my bag? How come it's not? It was in your bag. It was in your backpack.
Дикари! Масок раньше не видели!
Got him. Savages. Is this the first time you see a mask?
Таких конченых не видели.
Masks are like a common theme in this place.
А знаешь что? Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Forgetting to read. Why?
Надевай, говорю.
Because I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед нами.
You'll hop like a bunny for us.
Давай, давай! Или без штанов домой пойдешь на.
Or we'll leave you pantsless. Now when Polina is here.
Не надену.
I won't.
Сёма, надень-ка на него.
Sioma, put it on him.
Хе.
He rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away. They'll catch me. And then... No, I won't run. Won't abandon Polina.
Только учти, Сёма,
Let me warn you, Sioma.
если он скакать не станет, ты сам за него поскачешь.
If he won't hop, you'll take his place. Got it?
Этот чмошник и не станет? Да погляди на него, он же дурик конченый.
Этот
Got
дурик
any
тебе
left?
уже раз в жбан зарядил.
This loony had already smacked you in the face.
Ромка прав. Давай, толстый. Восстанавливай авторитетно.
Come on, fatso, assert your dominance.
Или сам у нас запрыгаешь так, что тетяндра отцепится.
They're horrible to each other, jeez. You must indeed be scared of Romka. Semyon swore silently and glared first at me, then at Polina.
Вот. Это чтобы маска хорошо налезла.
It'll fit better this way. Oh. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. The spit looked like a squashed spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something, but then he suddenly stopped. He respects the masks, he knows. Polina covered her face with her hands in terror. Semyon was still close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face, and a terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, быра!
Put it on fast,
А ту урою!
or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet, despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on. If only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, the ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Semyon and his friends will be gone. Forever. Oh man, this is another decision. It's like, if I went with Lisa, it would have been like the same as putting on the mask. Like there's a path here that I'm taking that I'm not. I'm like straying from the actual story by sticking with Polina. I'm not gonna put on the mask. For some reason, Romka's disappointment with Semyon made me feel brave. Yeah. So yeah, he's the leader of the wolf pack. These kids are the wolves. There's like a parallel to animals with all these people. I think the guy that's like was smoking outside the school, and the guy that we saw in the woods randomly, I think he's supposed to be like a bear. I don't know. I don't really have any reasoning why, but it just makes sense to me. And I think Paulina's in on it. Like, she knows these people, and she kind of technically led me to them. Because they weren't outside the school waiting for me, but they're here. Something was wrong in their crew. Some old disagreement. I should cut this old wound open.
Знаешь что, Семёна?
You know what, Semyon? My own voice, smooth and determined, was a huge surprise. I stepped forward and calmly proclaimed,
Иди нахуй.
I can't swear on YouTube. Boop off. It felt like the whole world was paused for a second, then unpaused right away. Duh? Semyon's pupils' eyes widened. The mask fell out of his meaty hands. Ew. He took a while to process my words, looking stunned, as if he was trying to solve a difficult math problem. But the answer he got made him mad, judging by the bulging veins on his forehead.
Aw,
Oh, that's so nasty, man. The others just observed the scene silently, waiting for the inevitable payback. I noticed Polina's face stretch in horror.
Ты труп!
He scared birds away. Wow, it's so anime. Semyon lunged at me like a hawk and clawed at my face with his twisted fingers with gnawed fingernails. I threw a kick toward the layer of fat under the coat.
Да! Всыпь ему!
Wow, she's evil. She's actually evil. She's definitely the wrong choice. Yes, get him! At the same moment, the world became fuzzy. The black trees and the faces of my classmates all blurred.
Мои очки!
Oh no, dude. He's
Что?
done.
Ничего не видишь без очков, мудила?
Sucker? Of all the things that he said so far, he goes with sucker. Can't see anything without them, sucker. I threw up his hand that was holding my glasses toward the sky, so I couldn't get to them. Oh, we're back to this scene.
Отдай! Сейчас же
Give him back. Give him back right in... Yeah, right in the mouth. I was interrupted by a leaden fist with a sharp signet that hit me in the brow, producing a cracking sound, throwing me to the frozen earth. Oof. A circle of blurry faces, dying from disgusting laughter, was mocking me, making me want to puke. And as soon as I was almost able to catch my breath, a blurry figure rushed toward me. Oh god. Instead of a new hit, I was offered an outreached hand. I immediately grabbed it, hoping it was Polina, but I soon realized how wrong I was after I felt the sting of dry blisters in my palm. Ew. It was Romka. Did you stand up to him and you made it into his pack? He helped me stand up.
Правда ничего не видишь?
Can't see anything? For real? His voice sounded compassionate, which surprised me. I squinted, trying to find Polina in the fog before my eyes. She was gathering my things and putting them back in my school bag.
А слышишь, хорошо?
Oh no. What about your hearing?
Huh?
He's gonna still make him put on the mask. He leaned in close and asked me with a voice that was way less friendly.
Слышишь ты хорошо, Антошка?
Can you hear me fine, Antoshka?
Да.
Yeah? I blinked in bewilderment.
Ну так слушай внимательно.
Well then listen closely. He brushed off my coat and then hit me in the jaw with all his might. Oh jeez. Oh. My jaw clicked. If my tongue was between my teeth at that moment, I would not only be blind, but I would also talk worse than Biasha. I staggered. The world around me spun like a peg top again. Romka held me by the elbow, preventing me from falling over.
Anton!
Biasha locked her in his arms, preventing her from running to my side.
Это тебе аванс.
Consider this a warning.
Еще раз увижу тебя с Полинкой, хотя бы в метре от нее пеняй
They're
на
brother
себя.
and sister, but they don't have the same color hair. If I ever see you anywhere near Polina, even a meter close, I won't let it slide.
Ты понял, а?
Got it.
Да.
Duh.
Чисто
Oh my gosh, and he hit him again. Jeez. His fist landed on my temple. The world turned upside down. Getting hit in the temple is not good. I felt like I was falling to the sky of the color of decaying meat. I grabbed the roots to stop myself from tumbling more. My consciousness was drifting on top of the abyss, gliding to its depths like deflated doubloon. Doubloon! I tried to get up.
Отпусти! Да убери же ты руки!
Maybe they're not brother and sister. I don't know. A blurry silhouette that probably belonged to Polina was fighting back. But the two others held her by the hands and dragged her
Мы
away.
домой тебя проводим, не бойся.
We'll take you home. Don't be scared, eh?
Мало ли, какие психи по лесу шастают.
That's weird callback to the smoking guy in the forest. Yeah, who knows what kind of psychos roam this forest.
Антоша, пускай отдохнет.
And Tosha here should rest for a bit.
Полина!
He says her name. Oh no. My hand got twisted. The back of my head hit the ice. My eyes obediently rolled over. The darkness jumped out, took a stance, just to devour me. Tough luck achievement. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. What? I turned around, dug my nose into the bed sheets, forced my eyes open with great difficulty. How did he get back home? Paintings on the walls, books, a pile of comic magazines. I felt up my chin, afraid that it will respond with sharp pain. My fingers slid across my face to my temples. No bumps, no pain. I sat up, blinking and surprised. Fixed my glasses. Studied my hands, clean, without any mud under the nails. My school bag was reclined against the table. I heard bits and pieces of a conversation through the door. The wolf! Elisa saved her. 'Cause they know where he lives. Elisa and the others. I was at home, in my bedroom. Did I get here myself? And what about the glasses? Did Semyon return them? Polina, maybe? Or an unknown friend? I decided to leave that question for later and looked out the window. The forest had many secrets, and it wasn't in any hurry to reveal them to me. The clock on a nightstand showed 10 a.m. The sun was already above the field, but it didn't bring any warmth. The thicket moaned from its cracking bones. Huh. It had to have been Elisa and the others, right? The other animal children or whatever. Unless he's literally knocked unconscious and in, like, the hospital or still passed out in the snow. Can you hear the music? Like Serenity almost. Like, this has got to be he's knocked out. He's out cold. Alright. We'll figure it out next episode. I'm probably overthinking the whole thing about parallels with animals and trying to figure it out. Who's who and why is who, why, and whatnot. Whatever. It's fun to think about. And it'd be really cool if it was actually true. Because that would be really good. Any hoozles. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.